FOMO, the fear of missing out. The Charizard SIR has dropped over 60% in 2 weeks from its pre-release price to now. Today we have a look as to why this may be, and was this really overhyped from the start? Did we ever stand a chance? Alright you lot, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ryan, I am the Cottony Collector, and we've got something a little bit different today, as you can see from my backdrop. We're changing it around a little bit. Today we're actually going to talk through some issues that I've been seeing over the last couple of weeks and months since I rejoined the hobby. You know, the fear of missing out, as I said in the intro there. But first and foremost, before we get into the detail of why the Charizard SIR may have dropped, do me a favour, knock that little subscribe button down below, ring that bell, and follow me on my other social channels as well, at the Cottony Collector on Instagram and TikTok. You won't regret it. I'm really trying to push this content out now, but this hopefully will be a regular feature, discussing my thoughts on the hobby and where I see it going in the future. I guess the first place to start is, why am I making this video? I actually went to a card show about 2 weeks ago, and I saw someone basically buy the Charizard SIR from Phantasmal Flames in front of me for over £1,000. It really shocked me because the card actually was coming out 5 days later, so I never quite understood why you would use that amount of money to buy a card that's not released. So I kind of I actually went to one of the shows with my friend, and I remember actually saying to him, like, what is going on here? This is utter madness. We actually spoke to a couple of the vendors at the time as well, and they were shocked as well. And obviously the scary thing is that people are paying these prices. So I wanted to sort of discuss today the trends of what's happened specifically with this card. Is it overhyped? Is it, you know, undervalued maybe to some people, or is this just like a sleeping giant? So I don't want this video to come across as a rant. I don't want this video to come across as me telling you how to spend your money. But I will put my thoughts and opinions across as to where I see this hobby going and why I feel it's bad for the hobby as well. To be completely truthful, seeing someone spending £1,000 on a card that's not even out yet just blew my mind. As I said before, the Charizard SIR is absolutely stunning. You may have seen my other videos of Phantasmal Flames. Very much trying to pull that card. It's a bit of an elusive card for me personally. So I kind of wanted to, you know, bring a video into light here as to why people are doing this. Try and understand that sort of like trend and you know, as I said in the start, the fear of missing out. The Charizard SIR, as I said, stunning card. You know, beautiful card, probably one of the best Charizards, if not the best Charizard ever made. You know, I grew up in the era of the base set, so, you know, that Zard at the time was pretty standout, and even to this day is going for thousands and thousands of pounds. You know, and a lot of people are saying this Charizard is better than that, and I tend to agree. It is. It has come a long way, the hobby, since then. Is it £1,000 plus of a card? I'm not sure, especially 5 days after release. I mean, at the time of recording, this is Wednesday, 5 days after the release of Phantasmal Flames. So yeah, I get it. You know, when it comes to buying the newest card, you obviously want that hype card. Charizard being Charizard is always going to demand a high price. I mean, if you look at the stats on screen now, and I've gone through eBay to find these listings, because in eBay, eBay in the UK is king here. So, you know, you go by the last solds and stuff like that. And then roll forward to the 17th of November. Look at it now, £520. That's over 60% in drop. That to me is utter madness. And this isn't the first time this has happened either as well. Off the top of my head, Team Rocket's Mewtwo. Big card, obviously, but nowhere near the level as it was when it first came out. The Pikachu from Surging Sparks, exact same thing. We obviously look at the Greninja from Twilight Masquerade as well. Another big card. There's been many cards down the years where this trend has followed. So it comes in high, drops within the first couple of days after release. So why are people not learning from this? This is the big question, you know. I get it. Pokemon is super popular right now. People want that hype card. People want that chase card. And this is a chase card, don't get me wrong. Like, as I said, I came back from the era of Gen 1, you know, base set. And for me, the Charizard back then was iconic. So much so that I never actually physically pulled it. So yeah, and to this day, I still regret doing that. And my brother still has that over me. So, you know, not a lot I can do to that now. But this Charizard is, in my personal opinion, one of the best, if not the best ever made. But we can look at previous sets as well. You know, we look at Obsidian Flames as a prime example. Hype set, a Charizard set that obviously came hot out the gate, the chase card really was, again, another Charizard. And if you look now, do people talk about that card? Not really. Pokemon have strategically, I guess, stacked the deck against the Charizard set. Maybe they're a little bit worried of going beyond and sort of having a card that overinflates Charizard, maybe. That seems to be the way they're going. But obviously what that currently has done is obviously pushed the price of that Zard, always pre-release, up through the roof. It begs the question, if they did release a Gengar in this set, what would be the price of the Gengar? What would be the price of the Charizard? You know, so from my point of view, paying £1,000 straight off the bat 5 days before is utter craziness. I think what's super important here to remember as well is if you want that card badly enough, you will get it. So just wait, you know, it will come down in price. I promise you it will come down. You know, we're seeing a little bit of a dip in the market now. I wouldn't say this is a crash per se. I'd say it's more of a realignment and a readjusting of the prices. But if you want this card, it is going to continue to fall. So don't jump at the first gun. Don't jump before it's been released. And obviously, if you do want to pay £1,200, that's on you. You crack on and do it, no problem. But I think there's a point where you kind of have to say, was it really worth it? You know, if you look at the set in itself, as I just said there, I think the Charizard isn't as hard as to pull as people think it is. I'm reading 1 in 420 packs. You know, if you compare that to other sets, that's significantly lower. Especially if you compare it to something like Prismatic, where the chase card was obviously the Umbreon, near on impossible to pull in English. So, you know, that card is available. You can pull it. And obviously, guys, this is meant to be quite a fun hobby, right? I know it can be stressful at times, and it doesn't seem that way right now. But the last thing you want to be doing is remortgaging your house chasing a dragon. And if you have managed to pull the Charizard, congratulations. It's an absolute banger of a card. But if you haven't, don't fret, don't sweat it. You will eventually have it in your collection if that's what you absolutely want. You know, you can rip some more packs, or you can be smart, wait a couple of months, it will drop in price. Go and grab it when it's cheap. I'm kind of giving myself my own advice there because I still haven't pulled it. So it's hopefully one day that will happen. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That's just my thoughts. I'm going to try and make these a regular things, just thoughts to camera, me talking to you. You know, please see this as a two-way conversation. Put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Obviously, be nice. You know, we're all friends here. Please do me a favor. Click that little subscribe button, ring that bell, and follow me on all my other social channels at The Cottony Collector. And guys, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Peace.